Hello everybody, welcome back, and welcome back to Wizard Week. We are continuing through the Harry Potter franchise, now talking about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. If you haven't watched my video on the Sorcerer's Stone yet, you should probably go and do that. In that video, I talk about my personal history with Harry Potter, and I will say, I looked up the dates, and my theory of the timeline seems to all add up. The first movie came out the year following the fourth book, but a couple years before the fifth book. So that, I believe, is why I suddenly became interested, had a big spurt of interest, and then dropped off before the fifth book came out. But anyway, we're talking about Chamber of Secrets. Now, I wasn't going to take notes during these movies, but then I realized that my thoughts are probably going to be pretty similar in all of these. So I did write down some questions. And again, as I said, I'm pretty sure that people are going to have answers to these questions. So if you know the answers, throw them in the comments down below. First question, what happens to the paintings when no one is around? Are they just always chilling? Or is it like the reverse of Toy Story and they go dormant unless someone is around for them to chat with? And do they need to eat or anything? I would assume not, but I would also assume that some of them have food in their paintings, so can they eat? Do they enjoy eating? How do the paintings work? Somebody let me know. Also, as I'm going through some of these questions in this video and probably in others, I'm going to keep throwing out ideas for Warner Brothers. If you want to keep making money on this series but don't want to have to keep a huge plot going, give me a movie about a painting. Maybe it's in Hogwarts, maybe it's not, maybe it gets moved there at the end, but no legacy characters. Just give me a whole movie about a living painting and how that works. I would love to see that movie. Next question is not a question, and it's something I've heard lots of people say, and I'm just adding my voice to the mix. Give me more Quidditch. Quidditch is so interesting to watch. And I've been watching these on 1.5 speed, and the only time I slow down and watch at regular speed is when Quidditch is happening. Because it's fun to watch. Again, Warner Brothers, if you want to keep making money off of this franchise, give us a Quidditch movie. Make it take place before Harry Potter is around. Outside, do like a Star Wars anthology movie. Give us a Quidditch movie, right? Something like Remember the Titans or The Mighty Ducks or some classic sports movie, The Sandlot, right? Whatever, but for Quidditch. A whole movie of Quidditch. I would love that so much. So many people would love that. Make it happen. You could get a whole second franchise out of that. I would love to see that. That wasn't a question, though. Next question. How do you fly faster? Talking about this is how does Superman fly faster? I think is it Daniel Tosh that has a joke about that. And just throw that in your Quidditch movie. How do you fly faster? Do you just grip the broom tighter? Do you lean? Tell me how the flying works. I would love to know. My next, apparently not all of these are questions, because my next note is Malfoy has nothing on the Dursleys. So if I'm Harry, and I have to deal with the Dursleys, which, by the way, why do they send him back there? They've got to have some kind of summer live-in program going on. And why do the Dursleys not want him to leave? They should want to get rid of him. I don't understand all of that. I know there's something going on with, Harry's a Horcrux, and that's why they hate him so much, and fine. But then why don't they let him leave? If there's an explanation for that, please let me know, because that's something that I've wondered since I got into this stuff. But if I'm Harry, and I've had to deal with the Dursleys, and then I'm at school, and Draco Malfoy just says mean things, take Malfoy down a peg. Be like, you've got nothing on the crap I have to go through every single day from my own family. So if you think you're going to get to me, you got to step up your game. Call Malfoy out on that. I think that's embarrassing to Malfoy. Malfoy is nothing, right? His bullying is nothing compared to what Harry goes through all the time from the people that are supposed to take care of him. So, I don't know. I feel like Harry should bring that up, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, for my next few, let's talk about let's talk about Chekhovs guns, let's talk about foreshadowing, and let's talk about Deus Ex Machina. I tried to think of a good joke, Prius Ex Machina. I don't know what kind of car it is, but there's a statement that I've heard in the context of people that work for Pixar, but I'm sure it goes back older than that. Coincidences that get characters into trouble are good. Coincidences that get characters out of trouble are bad. Now, you set up this idea that this magic car goes off and does its own thing, but that doesn't make it good writing to have it suddenly come in and save them from the spiders. That makes no sense. The car going off on its own anyway makes no sense. It's not explained to us how that works. It seems like my thought when I was rewatching this was that it was like going back home or something, because that's where it's honed into, or because the dad had taken control of it. But no, it's just wandering around the forest, not running out of gas, not having a dead battery, nothing, I guess because it's magical. And then it comes in and saves them, and then just leaves it. Does the car, is it sentient? Can it think and make decisions for itself? And is it intentionally protecting Ron? Because that's not what it seems like. It seems like it's really lazy writing. Compared to the parcel tongue, right? And you set that up in the first movie, you show that it's a thing, and then people just kind of forget about it because it doesn't come up. And then it comes back in this movie, and it's something that we don't know that it's rare because Harry doesn't know that it's rare, and that's really well done. That's really interesting. That's a nice way to do it. But it doesn't like suddenly get him out of trouble, right? So it's not a Deus Ex Machina. That's a good foreshadowing and a good. It's not really a Chekhov's gun because it's a different movie, but it's that concept done well. Moaning Myrtle. That's like too much of a coincidence, right? She's not ever referenced or mentioned in the first movie. If she was, that would have made it a little bit better. But she happens to be this ghost that happens to be haunting this place, that for some reason the kids have found that they can use it to do their work in secret because nobody wants to go in there. But it's like, it's not that big of a deal, right? They all deal with Moaning Myrtle. You're telling me no other student in the whole school can deal with that for 2 minutes when they go to the bathroom? Seems unlikely. And then having Moaning Myrtle be the key to figuring out where the Chambers of Secrets is. Again, that's a coincidence that helps them out, which is lazy. If Moaning Myrtle had been introduced in the first movie, it would seem less coincidental. And I don't know, if the entrance hadn't been in the bathroom, I don't know, maybe she talked to another ghost and so it wasn't just her, but she was able to lead them to find the answer. It just feels like a really lazy way of moving the plot forward. And I feel like it wouldn't have been that difficult to make it less coincidental. But the car is the worst one. I wrote down wand equals... Oh, so the wand, Ron's wand, that's another good use of foreshadowing in Chekhov's wand where he breaks it early in the film. It's never really focused on, but we see multiple instances where it's not working properly and like other people are like, that thing's not going to go well. So then when Kenneth Branagh's character, I can't remember his name, Gilderoy? I don't remember his name. But when he grabs it, and it's like, it's not like he chooses that, it's just in the moment, that's what he's got access to, and then it backfires on him, that is really well done. It's not a coincidence, it's something that's been set up, and that's been, addressed throughout the movie, and then it ends up helping. So, like, that is a good example. The Parcel Tongue is a good example. Moaning Myrtle is not a good example, and the car is a really bad example of all these coincidences. Don't really understand what was going on with the sorting hat and the sword. Dumbledore did make a comment at the end about only a true Gryffindor could have pulled the sword. But, like, do all the different house leaders have artifacts that are magically stored in the hat? Or did Dumbledore put it in there magically? Like, that's all really weird. Why didn't Fox just bring the sword? Why did it break the hat? I don't, again, if there's an answer, please tell me. Okay. Here's the question. And this is, someone's got to know this. In this movie, Tom Riddle refers to Harry's mom as a mudblood. He says something like, "You'll be joining your mudblood mother soon." But in the first movie, Harry's aunt is talking about, her name's Lily, right? Harry's mom is named Lily. She's talking about her sister, Harry's mother, and saying that, like, I was the only one in the family who saw her for what she was, a freak, right? And then, so, like, that would imply that Lily is magical, right? Because I was like, maybe James was magical and Lily wasn't, but Harry's aunt implied that she was. So I don't know what's going on there. Somebody explain that to me. I'm confused. Was Voldemort just wrong? Or was he just trying to be insulting? I don't know. Okay, and then my last question. Could anyone just go to Hogwarts or Diagon Alley or any of these other magical places? Can you just go there? Because, like, in the first movie, Hagrid does the weird thing with the bricks to get into Diagon Alley. And so it's like, it's a hidden entrance. Like with Platform 9 3/4. But it's like, is it just a hidden entrance? Or do you have to do magic to access it? Like, is there another way to get there without using magic? And then it seems like in the first movie, like the Hogwarts Express, that's how you get to Hogwarts. But in this movie, they just drive the car, they fly the car there, and they hadn't passed through 9 3/4 yet. So we don't see them going through any magical barriers. They just fly the car there. So, like, can you just go there if you know where to look? Is it hidden, or is there just like a Black Panther style, spell that makes it look like there's nothing there to Muggles, but if you know that it's there, then you can see it? How do locations work? Can anyone just go there if they know where they're going? Or do you have to do something magical to get there? And if so, how did Ron and Harry get there by just flying the car? Someone please explain these things to me. I'm going to be asking questions like this throughout the movies. I don't think that necessarily means the movie is bad because they didn't explain the thing. I think it's good to set up interesting questions if there are answers to be found, especially if there are answers to be found in the book. I think that's a good thing about adapting things from the book, where you can put in these ideas, especially if they're not crucial to the plot, they're just kind of there, and it makes you wonder, and then you have source material to go to. I'm just not going to go and read the books. That's just not going to happen. So those of you that have read the books and that know the answers to these, please let me know, because I would like to be more knowledgeable. It's not going to happen that I'm going to read the books. So those are my questions and thoughts on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Please give me your answers. If you have any other thoughts, let me know in the comments below. But that's all that I've got for you today. Check back soon for, Prisoner of Azkaban? That should be up tomorrow. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.